Hello everyone. Let's discuss next type of single phase motor, that is single phase synchronous motor. The single phase synchronous motor are basically classified into two classes. First is a reluctance motor and a hysteresis motor. See, in this video we'll discuss about the working construction, working principle, torque, speed characteristics, different applications of this synchronous reluctance motor or the reluctance motors, right? What is meant by synchronous motor? This motor which run at a synchronous speed, that is ns, is called as a synchronous motor. Okay, let's discuss the first type of the synchronous motor, that is the hysteresis motor. Okay, so what is by hysteresis motor? The synchronous motor is of the uh, special type of motor used in certain applications. We are discussing about the single phase reluctance, single phase synchronous motor, out of which it is classified as two parts. First is reluctance and second is the hysteresis motor. Let's discuss about the first type, that is a reluctance motor. See, reluctance motor is a specialized type of reluctance motor. It is electrical motor that runs by the reluctance torque. This motor has less number of poles, but it can operate on AC and DC also. Its behavior, it's like a servo motor. It does not use any kind of brushes or any kind of permanent magnet. This variable reluctance motor, also called as a switch reluctance motor also. The hysteresis motor is a special type of the synchronous motor which runs on the basis of the loss which is produced by the hysteresis loop, that is called as a BH curve also. This hysteresis motor is of the synchronous motor with having the uniform area between stator and the rotor. It runs without any DC excitation. It can operate from the single phase or three phase supply also. The torque produced by the this motor is of the due to hysteresis and the ED current induced in the rotor. See the constructions of this hysteresis motor. The construction of this hysteresis motor is similar to the induction motor. We can connect this hysteresis motor either the single phase or the three phase supply. The single phase supplies the stator windings of the permanent. For the single phase, the stator is of the middle of the permanent split capacitor type, generally used for this kind of single phase motor. Then see the what of the rotor construction, how rotor will looks like. The core of this rotor is generally made of the aluminum or the any non-magnetic material. The outer layer of this rotor is of the thin ring to form laminated layer rotor, and for the smooth cylinder there is no any kind of windings are used. See, this is the special magnetic material. Hysteresis ring is their non-magnetic material, and the shaft over which can be produced. Then, as I told earlier, this hysteresis motor generally work on the hysteresis loss principle. See what is meant by the hysteresis loop, or the which can also called as it has a BH loop or the BH curve. That means the graph between the magnetic flux density versus the magnetizing force H, that is B versus H. See the relationship between the induced magnetic flux density B and the magnetizing force H is called as a BH curve or the hysteresis loop. A ferromagnetic material that has never been previously magnetized or has been uh, thoroughly demagnetized will follow this dashed line of the BH curve. Okay, this started from point A. All magnetic domains are aligned in certain direction. The material has reached to the point of magnetic saturation. Then when we reduce H raised to 0, the curve will move from point A to point B, that is starting from A to B. Some of the magnetic domains remain aligned, but some of having lost their alignment. The magnetizing force is when we reverse the magnetizing force, the curves come to the point C. Here as shown is the point curve, the point curve C. Then see, when we reduce magnetizing force in reverse direction, the points curve come to the point C. But here where the flux has been reduced to zero. This is called as a point of coercivity of the core. When we reduce the magnetic flux to zero at this point, you are magnetizing at point C. At this point C, your magnetizing force is a zero, but magnetic flux is in reverse direction. But magnetic flux density is zero. This point is called as a point of coercivity. Then magnetizing force again when we increase the magnetizing force in a reverse direction, a negative direction, the material will again become magnetically saturated, but in a opposite direction at point D. When we increase the magnetizing force, magnetic flux density also increases. When we reach the point D, the point is D is called as a magnetic saturation point. When we again reduce this magnetizing force to leads to the zero, we move to the point E. At this level, the residual magnetism equal to the achieved in other direction. When we increase magnetizing strength back in a positive direction, will return to the zero. This curve do not return to the original graph because of the force is required to remove the residual magnetism. The curve will take different path from point F to the point saturation to the loop. Hence it is called the due to the residual magnetism, the curve will take the different path from point F to the back to the saturation, where it would complete the loop. Then operation C, the three phase or the single phase supply is applied to the stator. Rotating magnetic field is produced. The rotating magnetic field induces poles within it. The induced rotor flux lags behind the rotating stator flux. The stator flux establishes these magnetic poles. Then this rotor flux poles follow the rotating flux but lags behind the stator angle at an angle delta. Then angle between stator and the rotor magnetic field is responsible for the production of the torque. See, angle between this stator and the rotor magnetic field is responsible for the production of the torque. See, this angle depends upon the shape of hysteresis loop and independent upon the frequency. This is a very important point. The angle between the stator and rotor, which is responsible for the production of the torque, is depends upon the shape of hysteresis loop, and it is independent on the frequency. Addition torque is also produced by due to the eddy current. Okay, so the ideal magnetic ideal material would have the rectangular hysteresis loop as shown in figure. Ordinarily steels are not suitable at this point 3. Cobalt and Wendy type of material are used as they have the loop account to the point 2 to point A. That the torque produced by the eddy current is given by the eddy current is given by P is equal to K F square B square, where K is a constant, F the frequency of eddy current, B the flux density, and F2 is a S upon F2. Whereas the sleep and then the F is a stator frequency, the eddy current loss is given by K S square F1 square B square. Also, how the torque is given by the torque produced by the eddy current is given by torque is equal to PE, that is eddy current loss, divided by S into omega S. Okay, where or we can also given by this T is equal to K dash S. Okay, the K is given as below, K into F1 square B square divided by omega. Okay, this is the torque which is produced by the eddy current. Then the torque produced by the hysteresis loss is given by, see, basically first the hysteresis loss is given by Kh, that is constant of loss constant of, then F2 that is frequency, and B that is magnetic flux raised to the 1 point. That is, this is the hysteresis loss which is given by Kh into F into Bm raised to 1.6. That means the hysteresis loss is directly proportional to frequency, directly proportional to the magnetic flux density. Then the torque due to the hysteresis loss is given by torque is equal to PS, that is hysteresis loss divided by S into omega S. Okay, hence it is clear that the torque is proportional to the sleep. Hence the speed of rotor, as the speed of rotor increases, the value of the torque produced by motor is decreases. As the speed of motor is a synchronous speed, we can call the consider that the slip becomes zero and torque also becomes zero, as the electromagnetic torque is developed by motor is because of hysteresis loss and remains constant at all the speed until the breakdown torque. At the synchronous speed, eddy current torque is zero and only torque due to the hysteresis loss is present. That means at synchronous speed, eddy current torque becomes zero and only torque due to the hysteresis is present at all. Let's see what are the torque speed characteristics of the synchronous motor or the hysteresis motor. See, the ideal torque characteristics is shown by point 1 or curve 1, and the practical hysteresis motor it will be look like curve 2. The deviation of the ideal curve is due to the presence of harmonics which are generated at unwanted frequency. The torque is constant at a high speed including the synchronous speed for this. That means this kind of motor have provided constant torque or the constant speed. See, what are the advantage of the hysteresis motor? Hysteresis motor provides smooth, vibration free, they provide less noise, then steady state speed is directly controlled by the electrical input frequency, positive starting, then it has a constant torque from non-zero to torque to at a rest position. These are the advantages of the hysteresis motor. It's smooth, vibration free operation, low noise, steady state is direct speed is directly controlled by the electrical input frequency, has positive starting, a constant torque also. Okay, see what are the disadvantages. This kind of hysteresis motor has low efficiency, low power, they having hunting phenomena also. These are the disadvantages. Power also less because the work on low efficiency because as it work on the loss principle, so has low efficiency, low power due to eddy current and hysteresis loss. Also they provide mechanism of the hunting also. See what are the applications of these hysteresis motor. These hysteresis motor are particularly well suited for the driving some electric clocks, timing devices, then tape recorders, then other audio equipment. That means you will find the hysteresis motor applications in the low power factor condition or the low power applications, or where the power requirement is not so high or the torque requirement is not so high. At that position you will find the application of this hysteresis motor at like electric clocks, timing devices, tape decks, desk, then other audio type equipment. See, this is what your hysteresis motor will looks like. Then these are the references from the where we have made this PPT. Then see, next type of single phase synchronous motor is of the synchronous reluctance motor. This reluctance motor is a type of electric motor which induce temporary magnetic poles on ferromagnetic rotor. This rotor does not have any kind of winding. It generates torque through the magnetic reluctance principle. The reluctance motor subtype include switch reluctance, variable reluctance, and synchronous variable reluctance motor. They are the general type of your synchronous reluctance motor. See, these synchronous motor reluctance are generally used in gramophones, then recording instruments, hard disk drive motor, then control rod driving mechanism of nuclear reactors, heating, ventilation, and HVAC applications. Okay, in all these sectors you will find applications of this hysteresis motor. Due to constant speed, reluctance motor are preferred in all these devices like timing devices, recording instrument, hard disk drive, control rod, then of nuclear reactors, HVAC systems. Okay, and then there are the general three types of these synchronous reluctance motor. In that, first is synchronous reluctance motor, switch reluctance motor, and the variable stepping reluctance motor. Okay, then the switch reluctance motor again classified as linear reluctance motor, rotary reluctance motor. Rotary reluctance motor again classified as radial and axial reluctance motor. So okay, all these are the classification of this synchronous reluctance motor. The applications of these motor are used in the because they have robust simple construction, higher speed to possible, higher efficiency, higher reliability, etc, etc. All these are the application of this synchronous reluctance motor also. Okay, then why these motor are very effective? Because in a control system or in automation sector, this kind of motor are generally used. That's why these single phase induction motor are generally preferred.